order our Thursday, March 12, 2020 Town Council meeting. As always, we'd like to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance, so if we can stand. Rick, if you could lead the way.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job. Roll call.
Mayor Benton,
Here.
Ms. Shietta,
Here.
Ms. Walton is absent tonight, Mr. Hummel,
Here.
Mr. Dotson is 2 minutes out, Mr. Troncone,
Here.
and Ms. Hagan is absent tonight.
All right, so Greg will be here in a couple of minutes, so we'll have our quorum. So we'll skip the agenda approval. We'll skip the minutes. All of our reports, tonight is really an abbreviated meeting. We wanted to get together to really talk about one topic, but also to pass on some information to the public of what's going on and how we as the town are handling the coronavirus and so forth. So in your package, we have all of the reports, police, treasurer, public works, engineer, code enforcement, marketing, parks, development specialists are all in board docs. So if you like to see them all, just go to board docs. We can get the information out. We'll put it back out tomorrow. We'll have marketing throw it back out so you can see all of the reports. But today really is just about a couple topics. So what I like to do now is that we do not have public comment tonight. This is a closed meeting. We really are trying to follow the governor's lead on this. So we do not have public comment tonight. We're going to move right in until Mr. Dotson gets here and we can vote on some things, right into the parking sign discussion. Reason why I kept this on the agenda is that, as you know, our town is extremely busy soon. In the next couple months, we pray that all of this stuff goes away and our town is very busy. And if you notice, the curbing has been painted, the lines have been marked, and I can tell you it's overwhelming how it's working already. What we're seeing people do, they're following between the lines. We've probably picked up some parking already. So one of our last original parts of this is the parking signs. We have a lot of signs throughout town. Some people call us a sign town. We want to get them, make sure they're uniform, and so individuals can understand. And I know we had a group of 3 work on this, and that's why we're going to finish this tonight. So Rick, if you could lead the way, let council know where we stand.
So with the pictures, I didn't take a picture of every single sign, but what we have is a picture of all of the different signs we have. And minus the no beach parking signs that you see there, most of them are pretty old, pretty faded, and they're confusing. There's some that,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you'll see like that. Like people are like, is it 2-hour parking? Is it? Some of the times, you'll have a parking from 11 to another time that says 2 hours all other times, and then there's a sign that says no parking after a certain time. And so I think what we just need to do is I think we need to come up with a across-the-board design to say all no parking signs will be red. All 30-minute parking signs will be green. And we come up with 3 or 4 different basic colors. And I believe, I don't remember the name of the study that was done in 2009, 2010, what the name of the company was, but they printed out a map of the parking zones. And they're basically still the same. So I think if we could just redo the signs, take away the ones that don't fit, I think it'll help with what we've done with the painting of the streets, and it'll make parking more, for lack of a better word, easy for people to understand that they aren't from here.
Are you suggesting, Rick, that we remove all the signs and then have all brand new signs with those, whatever those 4 colors are? Wow. Plus that's just from a aesthetic.
Aesthetically, it's easier, and then we can do a parking map that has those zones in it, so people don't have to say, how long can I park, they can just look at, oh, this is green on the map, I know I can park there for 30 minutes. Or this is red, I know I can't park there, you have to have a permit to be a resident to park there.
Did you do any kind of a budget? How much you think
I-
the cost
I
would be?
don't
I have no
know,
idea. How much?
Donnie was looking into that, well, I don't know where they order their signs from.
They're roughly, on average, the reflective ones are $28 each. But one of the challenges we found is that there are signs in locations and there's no reason to be in that location. There's signs that don't make sense. And there are signs that, like as Mickey said, were there for a reason, and we need to make sure they stay there. So what we want to do tonight is just say, all right,
Backing up to that one. It was,
we want to make sure.
I forgot, it's
If you would made it a movie, it'll.
So like, we have some signs that say resident parking, permit required. And then we have other ones that say resident parking, but there's no permit required. Yeah, so, I mean, we just need to get it uniform. A lot of signs are broken, as in, the sun has totally destroyed them. There's signs that are standing up that the poles are leaning. I mean, it's just trying to come up with a theme so people know red means X, green means Y, and so forth. You know, if it says 30, that's fine. Let's figure out what that means. Who gets 30? You know, who gets 2 hours? I know Bay Wine and Spirits would kill us if we put 30 minutes in front of their place. So the point is we just need to get some uniformity and replace the signs and get them so they all make sense. Because I'm sorry, I walk the town every day. I promise you, most of our signs don't make sense.
Yeah.
They might have one time, but we need to put something in place moving forward.
Or they-
If you notice, the streets are painted and the curbs are painted, and it's already made a difference. I think our next step is signs. So that's where the council, we need your input and lead
That's
on.
what we suggested in our report. I mean, what the.
I think we can do one of the signs, like the one that shows the loop where it shows the town.
Have this key for the colors.
But instead, we could have one like that for parking.
Right. I'm totally on board with that. I think we just, like you said, we just have to be careful. There is some history. We just need to make sure that we don't
Yeah,
change things or, you know,
I mean,
that
I
we're
think
there.
the parking, I don't see a change in 30-minute parking or any of the signs where they were put up for a specific reason. Like I said, most of that parking still fits that map that was done by the parking committee. There's just so many of them now. And like I said, there's a lot of them. I put up the good ones. There's another 30 pictures of signs that you can barely read at all.
We also reduced the number of signs, it was like 3 signs in the same pole, that's too confusing.
Right.
Actually, a sign that tells you what's going on.
Yeah.
But also, if that zone is like a weird zone, for example, the ones in the front of the post office are 30 minutes during the standard post office time, and then 2 hours after that, which is generally when the restaurants in the area have their dinner rush. So like that was the thought process, when that was 30 minutes. So trying to put that, and then also have something else tacked on, now becomes, the font keeps getting smaller and
Well,
smaller.
I can understand some of those, but we have
Because
some other
nobody-
areas where it's like.
nobody at all understands that. Nobody knows that but you. You're only one. And the problem is visitors. So I think we should pick one that we want there.
But like.
Because the handicapped person sits there all day long.
Well, and the handicap person should honestly, like, the handicap is still in the 30-minute zone, and it shouldn't be parked there all day long.
Right.
The zone is 30 minutes.
It's just the
Whether it's
spot is for
regular
the
or-
handicap.
Yeah, spot is for the
But I-
handicap.
They do get signs that are, they do have signs that are not quite double that size, that allow for multiple
Yeah.
Yeah.
parking things.
We may have to have some custom, maybe most of them being standard and then a few custom, but
I mean,
like, that's a great point, Vicki.
Yeah.
I think there's things like, and I think there's a lot of places like that. When you go into the city, it's X amount of time from this time to here,
Yeah.
and then after 4 o'clock.
Because it's trying to satisfy all the commercial and residential needs. Like there's some areas where in other places in cities and towns where from this time of day, it's unlimited parking, but then once everybody comes home from work,
Right.
like,
I guess we'd say that's.
So-
That's gonna be the
post office is
exception.
very specific.
We might have,
Yes.
we might have
but
like 3 of
around,
those.
around Tasty Freeze was the same way. It's like when Tasty Freeze went in, they had to deal with the town was, okay,
is that deal in writing? I haven't found it yet.
it was, whenever Tasty Freeze was done and we shut down Chestnut,
Right,
to satisfy their parking requirement,
right.
because at that time we were really hard nosing them with the parking, it was,
Maybe
okay,
that's
cool,
not now.
we're gonna designate signs on the waterfront, and I think they were supposed to pay us
We're supposed to pay up for that.
Yeah, they're
That
supposed to
program
pay.
is no longer in
Yep.
And
place
so
because
those
you
go bye-bye.
removed all
So
the
that's fine,
parking.
yeah,
Yeah, they go bye-bye.
Yes,
Businesses.
and that's just it, so like those two spaces we could reacquire and just put in the general 2-hour parking, whatever we want it to be. But around Tasty Freeze, we made those 30 minutes because that's what they thought their turnover time was to
In and
keep
out.
them in business. So that way their customers could always have parking availability. So like there are zones throughout the town like that.
Are those noted in that report that you're referring to?
Mhm.
Does it explain some of these?
It
Like, it has some of them.
It may have something in there, but, and even the parking apps, even if we don't have paid parking, I believe some of the parking apps, we could still be on, where people could come and, on their phone, be able to see where those parking zones are. So before they even get here, they can say, oh, I need to park here, and the app will take them right to the parking.
It's not gonna show them, is it gonna show them, it's not gonna show them an empty space,
It'll show them the area,
the area, but yeah.
And like
the zone.
Not like when you go to the airport and
Right. No.
it's like, 231.
I know the 11 to 4, the 11 PM to 4 AM, like no parking was put in as a response to citizen complaints of loudness after that.
That's in Bay Avenue and that's in our parking lots.
That-
Yeah.
Right,
So, and that's just it, and that's one of the things where
that should stay, I think.
that's one more sign in the air, so that's,
Yeah, but-
it's,
But,
so,
I
again,
don't
like.
know, man, the cops
well,
are around, if somebody has loud music, somebody's gonna call them. If they're not painting this that sign, stop by there one night at 11 o'clock.
And like the no beach parking signs went in for response to the businesses of,
You need to refer to it.
everybody's coming and parking in front of our business and staying here all day, so we can't get our customers in. So like there are signs that were put up as a way to help guide people to follow the rules when we weren't doing like heavy enforcement. So like if there was some type of enforcement component, those signs may then become unnecessary.
Right, I think
But
less
that's-
signs the better.
That's the catch. So, and to me, the no parking 11 to 4 always made me laugh because it was in one front stretch. But then some circumstances farther up did not have the same sign. So like to me, that's unfair signage.
Some kind of sound ones, right?
The other thing we do is reduce
Yeah.
them at the back.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or if we roll enforcement, we could remove them, but then it's still having that.
I'd rather start conservative, you can always add versus take away.
Well, we're working on something with the phone app that I'm hoping they'll have built very shortly. And I talked to the sheriff's department, parking violations are not moving violations. Someone doesn't have to physically be there for that person to be, for that to be enforced. Just like a stop sign or the speed cameras, even though those are moving, there's no officer there that watches those. They see them 2 days later. With the phone app, if there was a way for, and if the signage was done correctly and the curbs are painted, someone sees a car that's parked longer than it's supposed to be, and we have a meter or something else, they take a picture of that and then send it to code enforcement. That person will get a ticket the next day for illegal parking, or if they're parked in the wrong place, or they're parked where they're not supposed to. So there's a way that we're gonna be able to try to do some enforcement without actually having to hire anyone else. Which one of the biggest things that has stopped enforcement has been the cost.
Hiring, yeah.
So we're already gonna have the phone app, if we can find a way to manipulate that to work for some form of parking enforcement, it'll be a bonus because it's not gonna cost the town any more money.
And
So
then-
what else?
Is that done better through the legal channels?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Ronnie, I talked to Ronnie Dawn, he says, you know, the speeding cameras are actually can be a moving violation. Just like running a stop sign is considered a moving violation. He said, this is, parking ticket is not considered a moving violation at all.
Right.
It's not even a possibility of points. And so they don't even have to be there to see it, to be present. So as long as there's a picture and the courts can say, yeah, you obviously were parked in the wrong area, or you don't have what you're supposed to have, ticket to go through every single time. Hopefully, you know, 20 or 30 tickets go out and then people
It will
say,
stop,
oh,
right,
North Beach is actually ticketing people for not parking correctly, and then it stops.
right.
Because it's the same way, people know now that it's not enforced. People know now they can park in a parking lot if they're not supposed to overnight, and they don't get a ticket, they can park on you know, on the corner over top of the crosswalk, they don't get a ticket. Once, if the word gets out, oh, you're gonna get a ticket, you know, then it stops. Or most of it stops.
So what do you need from us tonight specifically?
I think, well, I think moving forward with replacing the signs is the only thing I would like to see.
With the color-coded signs.
With the color-coded signs.
So can I make a suggestion?
Color-coded zones.
Can we get with Rick, get his ideas of where the zones, colors should be? Let us get some pricing together and see if it's money we have in this budget, or if this is something we have to put in next year's budget that goes to effective
Yeah.
July 1.
And I think we take consideration the signs that are up there. We're not looking to strip them all down and put nothing on that
Well,
pole.
some of them are new, so some of them will be able to,
Right,
to save, and Donnie was gonna go,
like that's a loading zone. There is no
Yeah.
loading zone there.
Yeah, and that is right next to what was Blondie's,
Yes.
which used to be the post office,
Exactly.
which is a driveway.
Yep.
And that's just it, they put that there to stop you from blocking the driveway.
Parking, right?
Now, blocking a driveway, you can get a big old ticket for it,
Absolutely.
towed for it. So that's the thing where,
That can come down.
like, that can come down, and honestly, if we want to, we can paint on the ground like a yellow crosshatch.
well, that was the other thing, is we can also,
Some paint, yeah.
Yeah,
we've got the significant part of the painting done, but the areas where you can't paint, like, you know, within 20 feet of the crosswalk, we can paint those in red, and we can do that ourselves.
and even stencil no parking or something, yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
And I believe Diane has some other, still has some signs at Public Works, so we're gonna see, he's gonna find out what he has there, and then we'll get an inventory of the signs we have that are still decent, and then we can come back and make a recommendation.
So what we'll do is let Rick come back with the 4 colors, 5 colors, whatever that means.
And the sign verbiage.
Yeah, sign verbiage.
Like what you want the sign to say.
And then we'll have the price, and then, because right now, we already see a huge improvement with the painting of the road. Huge.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Looks good, I mean, people are parking, it's between the lines.
That was my other suggestion. I think it's worked well enough that anywhere we have curbing in town, I think we should just go ahead and do it.
So what,
Just
before I
paint
left them
spaces.
to go away, our recommendation was to do this striping where, anywhere we had curb and gutter, even back on the other streets.
I think it ended up only being Chesapeake forward.
We decided to go with Chesapeake Bay and then the side streets to knock it out, to see how it's working before we started going back into the town, because then we have to select where we're gonna start. Because there's a lot of it. There's a lot.
But,
First Street up until Dayton, Second Street all the way
Yeah.
up until Verno.
And I would recommend even if it's
That's
just,
a budget
the-
item.
Yeah,
even
it's,
if it's just the roll curb, I would say to do it.
yeah, so.
Anywhere there's any type of curb,
right,
I'd say.
well,
paint it.
we drove that whole area in our.
All right, so I will get a hard number for from Chesapeake back. Now we know what this cost. This was actually $1,000 cheaper than what we planned.
What was the total?
And that was in house, wasn't it?
No, we didn't, we hired a
Oh,
company.
for one
How much
year?
was it?
Okay.
I think 2,900.
Oh, it's not-
Yeah, but going back is going to
Right.
be triple that, so I just want to be prepared. And we didn't have that in the budget.
Rick, can we also, can you share that, that report that has the zones? Like,
I'll send it
I'd love to
everybody.
see, and I don't know, I don't want to obviously, create extra work, but I'd love to see the signs that you're thinking of picking that would go and
Is that the budget?
match
is
it
that
up with
the
those
purpose
zones,
study?
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's the verbiage that, like, for the sign, like, what's the sign
Right,
verbiage?
like, what's the
like?
sign gonna say, and like what, just so
All right.
we can kind of look at that report.
We will get you verbiage, color, location,
Yeah,
get it to you, and
I
then we
have the
can,
maps printed. so I
the
can-
map's already printed, I already did the maps.
yeah, cool.
And we'll get that to you so we can move forward with this once you approve it.
And related to verbiage, we should need to figure out if we're gonna actually issue permits in the future, because if we're not, it should say permit only, right? It should say residence park or something like that. So
Right,
We need to determine that as well.
And I think we just take the permit ones down, other than in the green zone, most of the permit required signs are still in pretty good shape. We just take them down, and then if we go back to,
Go back up.
then we can put those back
I think,
up.
I don't think we put those up.
Okay.
This next
Yeah.
round.
All right. What questions do y'all have so we can go back to,
I think it's great, thank you.
Some of it, I know it's a finer detail. 7th Street has changed in uses from when the original signs went up. For example, when those signs, some of when the signs went up, I don't know if they've got replaced, there was a house that was a rental behind Thursdays, which is now Mexico, now that lot is their outside dining area. And then the empty house was a rental, and Hook and Vine was a rental. So that was all pretty much a residential street, and now the use has changed. for half the street. So like in zones like that, it's needed, and Third Street's another one where it was commercial on the corner, the little house was a commercial, then it became a residential rent. Like, the uses have bounced around, so just looking at that, now I know
Confirmed
the zoning,
uses.
yeah, the zoning is different, because like it's in a zone where residential is still loud and fuzzy if it was in there before.
All right.
Like, making sure that if there was residents, they had the parking in front. Now, opposite of Hook and Vine, all those residences had rear parking, so that side of the
All the
street.
one, we're learning that.
We're working on that.
We're working on that. So the house right behind is to the left of the wheel and to the right of the post office. Their back parking is taken up by the post office. So we're working with them to see if we can get one row dedicated back to that house. And then the other three, the post office can park behind each other. But right now, they do not have any dedicated parking.
So, and that's just like all kinds of things have been changing around there. Now with the post office, that's one of those businesses that has also come into, like, it's a business that's under so many square foot, does it need,
I think it was a lease
Which
agreement.
residence are we talking about, Mike?
the yellow house
With
behind.
the white front porch right behind
a
Post
the
office.
post office on
Right.
7th Street
Yep.
and right beside the wheel. They do not have parking behind it.
And-
No, why don't we just designate one spot for each one of them in the parking lot that we
Well,
own?
Mr.
With the
Russo
sign.
actually owns that house, and he owns the post office, so his deal with the post office was to provide 4 parking spaces. But really what they had is 8 parking spaces because of the depth of it.
So
If
we're
you
trying to get him
make
to
them
give us
like
two.
townhouse spaces,
Yeah.
they could just take one of those slots away.
Yeah.
We can extend it another 8 feet and make it like townhouse parking, so the residential house will still have 2 off-street parking.
So that's what we're working on with that.
Yeah, but like, that triggered that conversation. There's
Yeah.
some things that have changed in uses in that area. Diane Burr's old house is now gonna be commercial, so like in front of that was residential.
Say what?
So,
Well, part of it's gonna be mixed. There's gonna
The
be
first floor will
condos and
be
retail.
commercial and then 3
Okay.
condos.
And they will have all street
and
parking
they're gonna have
there
off-street
too.
parking right off the front.
That's in my package, and I added it all in.
So that's just, like,
That's all
there's some changes going on with the,
We will.
so.
Yeah,
I think what we'll do is get a massive improvement of what we have now, but we're gonna have to tweak it as we go along. But it's gonna be better than what we have because we're
Even
gonna clean up
7th
some
Street is
stuff.
much better.
it's
with
already
this truck.
better.
It's already better. So absolutely, your point's well taken. It's not a carte blanche. We're going to go through, wipe out everything. We're going to address it. And then we'll get this report back to everybody so y'all can look at it, get back to Rick. And then I think this is the next piece that's going to help us with our parking. We've already seen improvement on Chesapeake Avenue.
It has helped.
I mean, even on 7th Street parking is amazing.
Yeah,
So, I think we're going in the right direction.
huge.
All right?
That's a big ROI.
Well, I think going back behind this is gonna help as well.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. All right. Any other questions for Rick? Because I'm going to throw them out.
No, but thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick, for coming tonight.
Thank you.
Good luck with 2 weeks off with the kids. All right, same here. All right, here we go. Let's move back to the first, as minutes of the past meeting. We do have, excuse me, I apologize. We do have 4 for a quorum. Can I please get a motion to approve the agenda as presented? So moved. Second?
Second.
Greg? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion? So moved. All right, let's move to minutes of the February 20th, 2020 council meeting.
Move to
I
accept.
wasn't here, so
All right,
I have to.
Yeah, you have to do that.
all right, we'll have to move to the next meeting. No big deal. That's the least thing we can do. All right, let's move right, we talked about the parking signs. We do not have public comment, so we're just religion, nothing. We're gonna move right into the council reports. And can I have we talked about making a motion earlier. Can
I would
we,
say, yeah, make a motion that we just all give our time to the mayor for an update.
all right. So first of all, I appreciate y'all coming tonight. I appreciate everybody who's plugging in. This is our first live. It's going to get better, I promise you, Dawn, promise. She's behind you, y'all can't see her. But really what I'm going to address right now is the coronavirus, that all of us are being affected. Today, the schools, Governor Hogan says starting Monday, schools are out for 2 weeks. My son's University of North Carolina, he's here for another week because they canceled all classes. NBA season has been canceled, you name it. It has affected everybody.
Oh, March Madness.
No March Madness, games are being played without fans, whatever. It's affecting everywhere. So there's some things that we did as town hall, sitting with staff, and just so everybody knows, I did speak to Legit. I did talk to our attorney, other mayors, other towns, Calvert County government, spoke to you guys, and I think we've been very proactive, what we've done so far. We'll continue to be proactive. Today, we made a decision to close North Beach Town Hall and town public buildings to any walk-in traffic. What does that mean? It's just not going to have walk-in traffic. We're not stopping the services. The water's still going to happen. The trash is still, everything's going to happen, but we're not going to allow walk-in traffic. Now, we're following the lead of the state of Maryland, also our sister town, Chesapeake Beach, Mayor Mahoney and his council. So I just want people to know we're still open, but we're asking that you go online, you call us, do what you have to do to get a hold of us, because we can't, we made this decision because we think it makes sense based on what's going on. Really, this is going to stay that way until we get a handle on this, until we understand what's going on. We've had some meetings recently, and I'm finding that nobody really knows. And I think it's better to err on caution for the towns, for the residents. That's our job as being the leaders of this town, to make sure we pass on safety and also give you good advice. We're going to continuously update everybody with what's going on. We're really taking information from the CDC and so forth. We're not going to pass out every little bit, because I think it's overwhelming right now with the amount of information going out. But it still comes down to just common sense things. Don't go into large groups. Don't shake hands. Be careful where you're going. Doesn't mean you can't go to a restaurant or something. Just be careful where you're sitting, how you're doing it. We're going to follow the governor's lead. You know, it's our goal to continue to bring the information to make the right strides. We did close the bathrooms on Overlook Park because they're not maintained on a regular basis. Like they are daily, but not enough for us to feel comfortable. So I made the decision today to close those. The ones on the waterfront will continue to remain open, and we are maintaining them on a regular basis versus once a day, trying to maintain, cleaning, keeping it clean and so forth. But if there's anything anybody knows, CDC, State of Maryland is the best place to go. We're learning from everybody else. I'm sorry, I've never experienced at this level. I know there's been viruses, but we're here to protect the public, our staff. If you have any questions, let us know. We are live, but we're not answering questions on that. Please shoot us an email or a phone call. Best email address would be info@northbeachmd.org. Info@northbeachmd.org is the best email. The phone numbers are out there. Our website will be updated, our social media. But that's really all we can really pass on at this time. We wanted to have this meeting, and that's pretty much all I have to say. I will ask, does anybody have anything to add to that? No?
I think
All
we
right.
said, just everybody stay safe.
All right, so we need a motion to adjourn to go into closed session.
Make a motion to go into closed session?
Under general.
Excuse me, under general provisions, Article 3, 305B, which is personnel, discussion of personnel matters.
Second.
Thank you. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, so moved.